You're 9 years old watching the entire world ride away from you. Not metaphorically, literally. Your father's clan, his people, your people, the only 40-odd humans you have ever known, are saddling their horses and leaving. Your father Yasuge is 3 days dead, poisoned by Tatars at a feast. And apparently that's enough. Nobody wants to winter with a dead chief's widow and her 5 hungry children. Too much liability, not enough horses. The clan leader doesn't look back. Your mother Holin chases after them on foot, screaming, waving the clan banner. She howls into the dust. Cowards! But they keep riding. Your brothers are younger. There's no food, no shelter that'll hold, and a Mongolian winter coming that kills grown men. You make a note. People leave when it's convenient. Don't ever give them convenient. And that note becomes an empire. Rewind 9 years. You arrive in 1162 on the Mongolian steppe. No city, no walls, no address. Just frozen grass running to the horizon in every direction. Your father Yasuge is a minor chief of the Borjigin clan, which sounds impressive until you realize that minor chief on the steppe means you own some horses, a few felt tents, and roughly 40 people who might follow you if the weather's agreeable, and nobody better than you comes along. Your name is Temujin. You arrive holding a blood clot in your fist. The midwife holds it up, wide-eyed. A warrior's sign, she announces. Your mother nods. Your father looks pleased. Nobody mentions that a blood clot is also just a blood clot. The steppe is a world with no writing, no cities, and no mercy. Tribes raid each other constantly, for horses, for women, for revenge over grievances that nobody alive can remember starting. Your father kidnapped your mother Holin from another tribesman on her wedding day, mid-journey, while she was still in her bridal robes. Perfectly normal, entirely representative of the world you've been born into. You didn't choose any of this. The steppe doesn't do choices. Age 9, the clan rides away, and your mother feeds 5 children on pine nuts, wild onions, and whatever she can dig from frozen ground with her bare hands. You fish the Onon River with hooks carved from bone. Some days it works. Some days you eat bark. Your younger brothers cry from hunger. You stop crying sometime around week 3. It stops helping before that, but week 3 is when you notice. Age 10, your half-brothers, Bekter and Belgute, from your father's other wife, complicated family, welcome to the steppe. Steal food again. A lark you snared, a fish you caught. In a world where food is survival and survival is everything, this is not a minor irritation. You and your brother Khasar take your bows into the long grass and settle it with the calm practicality of 2 boys who have already learned that the steppe doesn't negotiate. You come back. Bekter doesn't. Your mother screams at you for an hour. You are no different from dogs, she tells you, shaking. She's not wrong, but she also buried her husband last month on an empty stomach, so you let her be right. Age 11, the Taichut clan raids your camp and takes you. You spend months in a wooden kang, a heavy timber frame locked around your neck and wrists, hands pinned at your sides, completely helpless, passed between families like a piece of furniture nobody wants. Every face that laughs at you gets filed away. You've got nothing else to do with your time. You escape during a feast. You hide in the Onon River with the Kongwe dragging you under, just your face above water, for hours. A man named Sorkun Shira fishes you out. You remember him forever. You remember everything forever. That turns out to be both your greatest skill and your most exhausting quality. You're free at 12 and you are, by any objective measure, a nobody. No clan, no horses, no allies, no name anyone respects east of the Onon. What you have is your mother, your brothers, a teenage wife named Berta, who arrives with a black sable coat as her dowry, which turns out to be the most strategically important piece of clothing in the history of Central Asia, and a memory so precise it borders on unsettling. You use the coat to buy an alliance with Togrul Khan, the most powerful leader in the region. He owed your father a favor. The coat is payment on a debt he never expected to honor. For your father's sake, Togrul says, already calculating. He agrees to back you. You are now building. Then the Merkits raid your camp at dawn and take Berta. The Merkits, incidentally, are doing this because Yasuge once took Hoelun. Generational revenge, ancient grievance, entirely your family's fault in the first place. Doesn't matter. She's gone and you need her back. Not just because you love her, which you do, but because a man who can't protect his wife on the steppe is a man nobody follows. You call in Togrul. You call in your blood brother Yamuka. Together you raise an army, ride hard into Merkit territory at night, scatter them completely and bring her home. Some Merkits die. The rest run. The point is made at high volume. Word spreads the way things spread on the steppe. Fast, exaggerated, and always in the right direction. Temujin raised an army. Temujin came back for his wife. Temujin doesn't forget and doesn't stop. Men start showing up at your camp asking to ride with you. You let the useful ones stay. 1206. The Great Kurultai. Every Mongol tribe assembled on the banks of the Onan River. The same river you hid in at 11 with a kangwe around your neck. The shaman Teb Tengri raises a white standard of 9 tails and declares it before everyone. By the will of eternal blue sky, Temujin is Genghis Khan, universal ruler, Khan of Khans. The man who watched his clan ride away is now the clan, all of them. The army you've built is unlike anything in Asia. Promotion by merit, not bloodline. Equal share of loot across all ranks. Generals who win advance regardless of who their father was, which means men fight for you the way they've never fought for anyone because for the first time the ceiling isn't their birth. You also execute betrayers regardless of who their father was. Equal opportunity, all the way down. Your tactical signature, the feigned retreat where your cavalry pretends to flee, pulls the enemy into pursuit, then wheels and destroys them, works every single time. Opponents figure out it's a trap. They know it's a trap. They charge anyway, because not chasing a retreating enemy goes against every instinct a warrior has. You've built a move that defeats human nature itself. You control the steppe. Every tribe bows. Turns out universal ruler is a title with no natural ceiling. That's not as great as it sounds. 1218. A Khwarezmian governor named Inalchuk executes your trade caravan, 450 merchants, mostly Muslim, all unarmed, and confiscates their goods. You send ambassadors to Shah Muhammad II, demanding justice and reparation. The Shah executes them. One he beheads, the others he shaves and sends back without their beards. The deepest insult available in the medieval world. He thinks I am a steppe tribesman, who will be impressed by his walls. You tell your generals? You're not impressed by his walls. The Mongol army crosses the Sir Darya, and what follows is the most methodical demolition of a civilization in medieval history, Otrar. Besieged for 5 months, Inalchuk captured, molten silver poured into his eyes and ears, because that's poetic, and you've always appreciated the specific over the general. Bukhara, burned. Samarkand, surrendered, then burned anyway because some soldiers fought back. Urgench, flooded after the city refused to yield. The entire capital drowned in the Amu Darya River. Mirv, the population assembled in open fields outside the city, sorted for skilled workers, and the rest executed. Estimates range from 700,000 to over 1 million dead. One city. You don't enjoy it, that's not the point. The point is that the next city hears what happened at the last city and opens its gates before you arrive. Fear is logistics. But something is different now. The machine has outgrown the man who built it. Cities burn because that's what the army does, and the army does what it was built to do, and you built it, and it doesn't stop. You're dying in the field and your sons who are watching you know it. It's 1227, the campaign against the Shishya. One more war, always one more, and your body has finally handed in its notice. So you call your sons together and you divide the empire with the precision of a man who spent 65 years learning that clarity is the only thing standing between an empire and chaos. Ogadei inherits the Great Khanate. The others get their territories. The laws are stated. The succession is fixed. Together you are an arrow bundle. You tell them? It's an old steppe metaphor. An arrow alone snaps, but a bundle holds. Divided, you're what I was at 9. Together, you're what I am now. They nod. They will not hold together. You almost certainly know this. You were once the boy an entire world abandoned on the frozen steppe. You became the force that abandoned entire worlds in return. The steppe made you practical. Power made practical and ruthless the same word. And now your sons are sitting across from you, nodding, learning the same lesson all over again. The bundle is already starting to splinter. You close your eyes. You're approximately 65. The exact cause of death is disputed. A fall from a horse, a fever, an arrow wound from the Xia campaign. Possibly all three at once, because even your death refuses to commit to a single story. August 18, 1227. Somewhere in the field, the body clocks out without filing paperwork. You left one instruction: no monument, no marked grave, no way for enemies to find you. Your soldiers carry you into the Khenti Mountains in Mongolia, bury you deep, and execute everyone present to protect the secret. A river is reportedly diverted over the site. Horses trample the ground until it looks like every other patch of steppe. Here's the final number. Genetic researchers estimate 16 million people alive today carry your Y chromosome. You are in 0.5% of the world's male population. Nobody knows where you're buried. You conquered more land than any person in history, and you don't even have an address. Genghis Khan built the largest empire in history and still couldn't stop it from falling apart the moment he closed his eyes. Cleopatra fought the same battle and same impossible math, same dynasty that ran on betrayal, except she was doing it surrounded by Romans who'd already decided how her story ended. Click here if you missed her.